Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name is Carter Walker. I love talking about movies, music, comics, and games. Tonight I just got out of the Mario Brothers movie, which is directed by Aaron Horvath and Michael Jelenic, and I want to talk about it. So before I get started, just some background about me and Mario. That sounds really stupid to say out loud, but one of the first video games I remember playing on my GameCube was Mario Kart Double Dash and Super Mario Sunshine. And then we got Super Smash Bros. Melee and Mario Party and all that fun stuff. And then we got a Wii and it was Super Mario Galaxy 1 and 2, more Mario Parties, Mario Kart Wii, Mario Brothers Wii, it just goes so on and so forth. And my 3DS, DS, it can go on and on. Basically, I've played Mario games for as long as I can remember. I've always enjoyed the Mario games. They're just fun platforming games, 2D, 3D platformers with some puzzles and some fun power-ups and crazy worlds and enemies. And I think that's all that, they really needed to be. So going into the Mario movie, I was just expecting, some fun times in these crazy worlds with the enemies, and I didn't really expect any massive character arcs. And so, honestly, I think a lot of the negative reviews are people expecting too much. It's a Mario movie. Can you name the plot of a Mario video game that's not Rescue the Princess or fight Bowser? I mean, let's be real. It's not like every Mario game is known for its story. So there's that people are already reacting about. But starting out with the positive about this movie is I actually really enjoyed the voice cast. I think the voice cast does a great job here, Chris Pratt included. Every nerd on the internet was crying about how they're not his Mario, and they're like, the French Mario sounds better. Do you go outside? He sounds fine. It starts out with a commercial, and he does his Mario impression, and he does a great job, with the Italian accent, and then he goes into his normal Brooklyn voice, what he has for Mario, and it was fine. I feel like Mario accent would have gotten annoying the whole movie, and I probably would have been right for at least myself, and so I'm fine with it. His voice is great. Charlie Day does a great job as Luigi. Anya Taylor-Joy is good as Peach. I mean, I really don't remember Peach talking in any of the major Mario games. It's not like she has a ton of voice lines, so yeah. But Jack Black does a great job as Mario as well. And then Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong. For me, he was the best part of the movie. Every time I just look at him and hear Seth Rogen's voice, I'd start laughing. So that was the greatest thing when he's in the movie and he does his laugh. I was like, this is great. I love this. This is awesome. He's just laughing and it's Seth Rogen. It's so funny. It's so dumb, but it's so funny. Sorry, I'm getting over a cold. It's just funny, man. I laughed every time Seth Rogen, Donkey Kong, was talking. It's fun. It's a fun movie. You're not gonna go see it for the incredible plot and wonderful character arcs. It's got some basic character arcs. You're not gonna go see it to understand how much of a sympathetic villain Bowser is, because he's not. They try to make him be a sympathetic villain, but I'll get to that in my mixed. It's not. It's just a fun movie, It's a fun movie to go see. I enjoyed it overall. Most of my issues come from the theater experience that I had, which I'll get into with the mix and the negative, but it's fun. And the sound design and the score is incredible. The score is, it takes music cues from all, Mario games, every single Mario game, and puts it in here. Rainbow Road, when you go down the tunnel, the tunnel theme, doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. It's stuff like that, And it's fun, it's awesome. You can tell that the movie was made. You can tell everyone on the creative team was a big Mario fan. They've played all the games. They know the music. They know the levels. And so there's a lot of fun stuff with the look and the sound of this movie, which I really enjoyed. I thought that was great. The movie looks great. The CGI is great. Animation looks good. Everyone sounds great. All the music and the noises are amazing. So no complaints there. It was wonderful. And then my final positive is going to be the characters. I thought the characters were a ton of fun. I really enjoyed Luigi here and Donkey Kong. I thought they were the standouts for me. Mario and Peach do great. You give a little arc for Mario, which I actually enjoyed. So yeah, it's a fun movie with some nice characters, but it's not perfect. So getting into the mix a little bit, definitely the humor. The humor, I mean, I'm not the target audience, I'll be the first to admit. A lot of the humor fell flat for me. A lot of it is wow, this is crazy, and a joke like that. And a lot of the quirked out people in my theater were oh my goodness, this is hilarious. And I was just sitting there yeah, this isn't very funny. There's a few jokes that I really loved. Pretty much a lot of the stuff with Donkey Kong is pretty funny, or some of the slapstick stuff, if it's unexpected, it got me laughing. I was I like that. That's good. For the most part, the one-liners and the jokes that were set up weren't very funny. There was a few of them that I liked, but overall, they weren't very funny. Especially a big running gag with Bowser and his motivations. I didn't laugh a single time, and I think like the theater was packed, and about half the theater didn't laugh. But the other half that laughed were dying, like rolling in their seats. Like there was this lady that was cackling. Like she was like, and like I feel bad making fun of her, but like every joke, and eventually it just got old. And she was right behind me, so like my ears hurt. They were ringing after the movie, and I feel like such a weenie saying that. But I mean, I gotta be honest. Like my theater experience absolutely sucked balls, and I thought Bowser was kind of lame. Jack Black does a great job voicing him, but like, dude, I mean, like, his motivation is a fun homage to the games, but like, dude, just make him evil. Like, who cares? And then going out with the negatives, the only negative I have about the movie, besides a lot of the humor, I'd say, is the pacing. There were a lot of times where it just felt very, very slow, and I was honestly a little bored. But when the movie picks up, it's fun. You know, it's a fun time. I'm not the target audience for it. I'm sure I would have enjoyed it if I had a kid, a little Carter Jr. running around. Obviously, he'd be sitting in his seat like a good, well-behaved boy, because I wouldn't let him run around in the movie theater. I'd say, listen here, Carter Jr., I'm paying for your ticket. You watch the movie. That was cringe. I'm probably going to delete that. Nah, maybe I'll keep it in. I don't know. I'll probably delete it. But my theater experience was freaking terrible, man. Like, everyone in the theater was screaming and howling. Like, I hate saying I'm a fan of Star Wars and Marvel, because you see fans that just throw a fit on the internet, or, like, people get made fun of, like, on, like, cringe reviews, and, like, they're like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, it's a lightsaber. Like, dude, it's fine. You've seen a lightsaber before. And I get it, man. It's easy to get excited about this stuff. I know better than anybody that it's easy to get excited about stuff. My room is covered in posters. I have a whole set of action figures and comic books dedicated to movies and games. I know how easy it is to get excited, but please don't make a scene. If you are dancing in the movie theater to the Mario Brothers song, if you were like to the Mario Brothers song, to the one that's been in like the 80s TV show, the plumber one, you're like, and like rolling, like throwing your arms up so the people behind you can't focus on the movie. They're seeing your stupid flailing arms. Get out of the theater. Just watch it at home. Please, if you're going to do that, sit in the back so you don't distract anybody, or don't do that. Or watch it at home. It's very simple. Like, it's okay to have those reactions. Trust me. When I was watching every nerd movie you can imagine, when I was watching Endgame and Infinity War, when Thor runs in and he comes to Wakanda, I was like, oh my gosh, oh. Like, I was freaking, like, shivering in my little seat because I was so excited. But I didn't interrupt the theater for anybody else. And I think that's a very important thing. That's a very big gripe that I have. Movie theater etiquette needs to be cracked down on, man. Like, come on. And I understand, you know, easy to get excited. I know. I've played the Mario games my whole life. The music was awesome. I had a smile on my face. But when you see a green tube, you do not need to point it out for the entire auditorium. We know it's a tube. We've played a Mario game. We know the sound that Mario makes when he goes through a tube. You do not need to point it out. And if you are doing any of that during a movie, if you go see the Mario movie this weekend and point out the tube and you say, oh my gosh, or when someone says the word galaxies, you go, oh, Mario Galaxy in the theater, don't go to the theater. Go outside, please. It really bothered me, and I could go on and on about my, you know, theater rant. The gist of it, people were screaming and hollering and pointing out every little reference and Easter egg. I know a Yoshi when I see it. It just felt very cringe to me. And maybe I'm being mean. Maybe I'm being cynical. You know, there's definitely people like that when I see movies. You know, if someone who didn't like Marvel was watching me watch Avengers Endgame, they'd make fun of me, and that's fine. As long as I can recognize that, that's fine. Just if you interrupt the movie theater experience for anyone else, just don't. Keep it to yourself, or whisper it to your friends. It's fine. Or watch it at home, where you can do that to your heart's content in your apartment by yourself or with your friends and family. But overall, guys, the Mario movie, it was good. You know, I would have enjoyed it a lot better if my theater didn't suck massive balls. But unfortunately, my theater's experience sucks massive balls. And so I couldn't enjoy myself how I wanted to. So I feel like, you know, on a good day, I would have given this movie like a 7 out of 10. Today, it's like a 6 out of 10. I just couldn't find it in me to enjoy it. I had a really hard time enjoying it and focusing on the movie. Nothing against the movie at all. I think it does a great job of bringing Mario to life, and it's fun, and it is completely innocent. It's a great children's movie. Take your kids to go see it if you, for some reason, have kids and watch this channel, which I would be extremely surprised if anyone does. Did you see the Mario Brothers movie, and what did you think about it? Let me know down below in the comments, and let me know if you saw any other movies. Take care. Have a great rest of your day.